What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and the Burnley FC career mode. And surprise, surprise, we're kicking the episode off with a difficult game. I mean, it's just getting, I feel like we're so hard done by. I don't know what is it just me or we having these games time and time again when we're just playing. I mean, yeah, I understand. We've played against some opposition. We've had games that we should have been winning, that are winnable games, especially recently, that we haven't necessarily done as good as we should have been. But still, man, this is kind of crazy. However, looking at this Arsenal lineup, it's not as strong as it could be. They're playing players like Maitland-Niles. I was so not excited, but I was happy when I was playing the first game of the season against Chelsea and they were playing a strong team. I thought this signaled some change in FIFA career mode, where teams are actually going to line up with their strongest teams. But you can see we're into the 80th minute already. This was one of the most boring games. This is the worst game I've played so far in the career mode. It was terrible. You see the type of highlights we were showing right there. Brilliant block at the end to deny Alexis Sanchez from surely giving Arsenal the lead towards the end of the game. But you know what? I mean, it was a terrible game, but we walked out of there with a point. We got a draw against Arsenal. So, no matter how bad the game is, I don't really care. But you see, they played a really poor... Why are they playing Akpom? And you could say it's because we're not doing so well in the league. Maybe they tried to rotate a little bit. They got Champions League finishes, whatever. But if you look at the Premier League table, though, Arsenal ain't doing so great themselves. They're not looking too hot at the moment in the table. So, it's not really that. They just weren't. They just. It's FIFA. They playing Maitland-Niles, and I don't know what goes on. But our next game is against Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. And if you've seen my West Brom series, you'll know I seem to have some problems playing against Bournemouth. Like you see right here already, the camera angle at Vitality Stadium on FIFA is always a little bit different, and it takes some time to get used to. So my aim goal was to get off to a good start. We put some pressure onto Bournemouth, but really couldn't get any great chances. Our next chance here was from Defoe. Obviously, back with a bit of a bang from his injury. Seems like he's going to make a big difference to our team. And we ran a vote in the last episode who you thought would be the most important player on the team this season. And Steven Defoe won the vote by quite some way. I mean, last time I checked, I think it was just under 70% that he was leading. Heaton was up there also, and I think Ashley Barnes was the lowest voted player as well. I mean, that's because Ben Mee didn't actually get any votes. I think Hendrick might. I think it went Defoe, then Heaton, then Hendrick, and then Barnes, and then Ben Mee didn't get any votes, which I was kind of surprised by. I think Ben Mee is quite important to Burnley, but maybe that's down to the fact that we've been conceding goals for fun anyway so far this season. 70 minutes on the clock. Junior Stanislas trying to bend when it did take a deflection and went out for this corner, which Andrew Sermon put into the box. And we concede at the Vitality Stadium against Bournemouth. And it's a poor goal to concede. 75 minutes gone on the clock. And you'll see from the corner, I mean, first of all, to be letting Jermaine Defoe win a header right here, it's not good enough. And then you got Stephen Ward on the post, who just has to be getting rid. You have to. Why are you even on the post if you ain't getting rid of that? Like, Ward. I don't understand entirely what's happened right there for him to not be able to get rid of that. But this time, Josh King, Bournemouth starting to really put some pressure on us late on in this game. 86 minutes gone, and they're getting another corner right here, which they're going to whip into the box. Junior Stanislas. Cook gets rid of it. Not Cook. Cork, sorry, gets rid of it. And it falls to Cook. I believe it fell to Cook. His volley saved by the keeper. Again, Bournemouth with another corner. You see, we have to step it up because time is running low. We have to go attacking. Harry Arter this time winning the header. And again, Bournemouth hitting the post. This time it doesn't go in. Defoe on the ball this time. He plays it out wide to Goodmanson. He's going to thread it in behind to Steven Defoe. And he's denied by the keeper, but it's going to fall to Barnes. And the keeper, Adam Federici, making a double save to keep us out of their goal. And 90 minutes gone on the clock. That was going to be the last chance of the game. And we left the Vitality Stadium empty-handed. A little bit disappointing, but even more disappointing. You see, we had injury troubles in the last episode. We got even more as Chris Wood suffered a torn hip flexor. And he's going to be out for 2 whole months. And now we have to go into our next game. We're just do a transfer window. We're in November. at this point. I think we head into December. No, we're at the beginning of December in this game. So, I mean, we're heading towards the transfer window. We really need to improve in depth, especially. Like, the starting lineup isn't, I mean, I was going to say it isn't terrible, but I mean, we are not doing good in the league so far this season, especially offensive. Well, both, because we're one of the lowest scoring teams in the league, sorry, this season. Now, as you can see right here, we are leaking goals as Jamie Vardy gets through early on in the game, and we are the worst defensive team in the league, I believe. So really, I mean, I can't really say the first team isn't terrible, because it kind of is. Like, we're not doing great. So, I mean, once we get past the first team, the rest of the team is pretty damn poor. Like, the bench defensively, our rotation players, we damn near have none. But look at that, referee getting in between my pass, blocking my pass. Leicester picked the ball up from it, threw ball into Albrighton, and Leicester take the lead 10 minutes into the game. Thanks, ref. Needed that. I mean, as if we need everything else to go against us in this career mode as well. The referee's getting in the way. I mean, we did get completely caught out with that Cruyff turn right there. I think it was from Musa. But we didn't really have any chance to recover from that after the referee got in the way of that pass. So, I'm putting the blame on the ref for that one. Leicester come forward again. Jamie Vardy winning the header. Shouldn't have won that header. Musa, it's all a defensive mess right there as Kevin Long ends up on his arse. Keeper saves. Vardy, Heaton, should have just caught that. Don't know what you're doing. We're a mess defensively, especially when we've got Jack Cork in centre-back at the moment, with both of our starting two centre-backs out injured. What more can we do? And then our next centre-back in line is Flowers at 58 overall. Leicester open, well, no, they already were 1-0 up. Musa scores early on in the second half. 50 minutes gone and the finish is outstanding. But again, defensively, poor tackle attempt from Kevin Long. And Musa puts it right in the top corner. Not that he could do that in real life, because he's absolute shit. FIFA made player. It is where it is. But on FIFA, he's excellent. Along with my sliders as well. They're just so punishing when they get a chance on goal, which you guys are probably noticing. When they get a shot, when they get an opportunity to go put it in the back of the net, especially a one-on-one, 9 times out of 10, they're burying it. But we did create a brilliant chance right here. Beautiful football. 63 minutes in. And Ashley Barnes again. Story of the season so far, creating chances, well, getting chances. I mean, like, he scores like 2 out of 10, maybe 3 out of 10. Robbie Brady this time, putting it into the box. Beautiful finish right there, showing him how it's done. Jeff Hendrick, goal of the season contender for our team. Robbie Brady, I think it was right here, putting in a nice cross onto the feet, and Hendrick has a lot to do. You'll see from the next replay, it is a beautiful goal right there, with his weaker foot as well. And a man all over him on the side. Riyad Mahrez was putting pressure on him. But Hendrick has put that in the top corner absolutely beautifully. Fuchs on the ball right now. Former career mode team, obviously, Leicester City. Playing it back to Iborra. Beautiful strike off the inside of the post. Luckily, it didn't go back in. 84 minutes on the clock now. Arfield's come off the bench. He's going to play it out left-hand side. Ward powers his way into the box. He's going to square it. Catches the defender flat-footed. And it goes back post to Gudmundsson. And he equalizes for us. 86 minutes. And this is, I mean, at the point of going 2-0 down, you pretty much have written us out of the game at that point. Because the way we struggled to score goals, you would have said we've lost at 2-0 down. But we've pulled it back from 2-0 down, scored 2 goals. And we're looking like we're going to get a point out of this game. Damari Gray, like I said, went too far, flat-footed, couldn't get anything to defend that goal, really. Couldn't do anything. And we did grab a point from that game. Luck, thank God. But you see right there, after the game with Leicester, we're seeing transfer talk starting early as the window is coming towards opening. Atletico Madrid interested in Riyad Mahrez. And we come into our 4th and final game of this episode today. 2 points from our first 3 games. I mean, I don't know, man. We're really struggling at this point of the season, but we've got Watford, and this is one of them games at Turf Moor where we need to be picking up some points. Again, you see, we started with that future star in the centre midfield. Lee is playing alongside Hendrick as the 4 in the lineup and attacking midfield. He's made a big difference, but I mean, the results really aren't too, I mean, we really need to start picking up more points is basically what I'm saying. But we're playing against Watford. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 which is a bit surprising because majority of the teams in FIFA 18 this year are sticking with that 5-3-2, which is annoying because most teams in the Premier League don't play that formation. Like, just there's only a handful of teams in the league playing that 5-3-2. But FIFA seems to have adopted it as their main formation. But we get the first chance of the game as Goodmanson laid off the free kick. Well, had the free kick laid off to him, and our strike hit the crossbar. And you can see there, if you go back and take a look, we pulled up the little tactics menu by accident. My finger kind of slipped off the pad as I took that shot, and I can only feel that if it didn't slip, we may have been able to put the ball into the back of the net right there. But Matthew Loughton this time putting it into the box. It's headed back, falls to Defoe, and at this point we're putting quite a bit of pressure on Watford. 40 minutes on the clock. Defoe, brilliant chance, but it was a really good block from the Watford defender. This time we have a chance to put the corner into the box. It's Robbie Brady whipping it in onto the head of Jack Cork, but just a timid header from Jack Cork. Watford coming forward now. Andrew Gray obviously highlighted, trying to bend one. Former Burnley man moving to Watford, trying to put it into the top corner. Couldn't do that. Ashley Barnes now putting it into Goodmanson now. Coming down this right-hand side into the box, trying to find the far post. And it's not a good enough finish from Goodmanson. We need to put away chances like that. Still 0-0. Goodmanson finding Defoe this time. And he forces a save out of Aurelio Gomez. I believe it's Aurelio Gomez in goal. I'm not sure. Defoe again this time. Picking up the ball just on the edge of the box. Going to take another shot. It's not Aurelio Gomez. He forces another save out of the keeper though. And another corner. Robbie Brady onto the head of Hendrick. And just wide of the post. All Burnley at this point in this game, trying to get ourselves the lead. We need 3 points from games like this. When we're playing this well and putting this much pressure on the offense, creating as many chances as we are, we need to take one of them. But then you see right here, the keeper, Posnick to Carrillo from a goal kick. And if you watch my West Brom series, you've seen me do this so often, and we pay for it this time as Andrew Gray. Oh, I said Andrew tries. Oh my god. I said Andrew Trice. I said Trice though. I said Andrew twice when his name is Andre Gray. My bad. I'm only just realizing. I mean, we gave the ball away from the keeper, paid for it. We just couldn't recover from that, and a goal given away. You see right here, you already know what's coming. We did it again. Heaton almost recovered, but we did. I never boot the ball up the field with the keeper. I never do. I always pass it short. But when you get, I don't know if you guys realize, when you get late into games like this, the CPU tend to push players forward from goal kicks, and they'll start marking your players, your defenders from goal kicks. So if you pass it, and I never look before I pass it. I'm banging that A. I'm banging A to pass it out. But you see right here, we make our first signings of the series heading before the transfer window opens. 2 signings are going to join us on day 1 of January. Lisandro Lopez signing from Racing Club in Argentina, and Carlos Zambrano. These are typical signings for me. I'm not the type of guy. I'm not just going to come out here and sign 10 young future stars in the series. It's boring, quite frankly. I don't like to watch it in other people's series. I don't like to do it in my own series. I like to make unique signings, realistic signings almost. Signings that are interesting and different. Signings you ain't gonna see. You ain't gonna see any other YouTuber sign Lisandro Lopez. And to be honest, he's a 78 overall. It's not like he's gonna be terrible in the game. He's a good, I haven't seen his stats, but I'm about to bet he's a damn fine finisher, which is what we need. Because in my opinion, in his time, when he was in his prime, Lisandro Lopez is one of the best finishers on the planet. So for 4.5 million, we've signed him on a 1-year deal. I'm happy with that signing. We could have gone out and signed Embolo or Rashford or whoever, but like I said, I'm not one for them young future stuff. Like, I'm obviously gonna try and get a few in my team. I'm not against signing good, high potential young players, but I'm not just gonna do that non-stop all the way through. And obviously, I don't check players' potentials. I think that's, again, it's boring. It ruins the experience to just know, bang, this player is going to be 90 overall in 3 seasons. That's boring. Like, I would rather buy someone I don't know their overall, and it's a bit of a experiment almost. If they turn out to be 90 overall, then yeah, that's good. If they don't, move them along. But transfer window will open in about 2 more episodes. We're going to make more signings, and again, don't think that I'm not going to be making exciting signings. I'm going to try and bring some young, exciting players onto the team. But for now, Zambrano, and Lisandro Lopez. If you didn't notice as well, we agreed a deal with Newcastle to get Dean Marney out the squad. Haven't used him all season so far. Don't really plan on using him at all. It makes sense for me to get rid of Dean Marney. Obviously, we don't have much depth, so selling players isn't ideal. But when January transfer window opens, I'm planning on bringing in a number of players. I feel like we need it because you look at the table right here. We are lying in 16th position. And I mean, if you look at the teams below me, I can't see them sitting below me for too much longer. Teams like Everton, Southampton, I expect them to start picking up points pretty soon. So we need to make a change in this squad. That's it for today's episode, though. I'm rambling. Love you guys. Peace.